How you doing, everyone? It's Kevin back with another video. A gentleman asked me for a small table to go behind his couch. Something to stick cups on, maybe charge your phone or set your phone on. And that's what we're going to be working on today. And we're going to be using all recycled wood. This is all old wood. Nothing I'm going to be putting on this is going to be new. And we're going to try to do the best job that we possibly can to give him a nice piece of furniture. But it's going to be basically all old wood. So what we're working with right now is some old 1-bys that was actually in our community here. They took some bookshelves out, and these were their bookshelves. And why not recycle these and make a piece of furniture for somebody's house? So that's the goal. Hopefully I can do it and do a really good job. And I think I'll do a fairly decent job on it. So let's get started. The first thing we need to do is we need a 7-foot bench for behind his couch. And we're going to start with the piece that's going to be the flat piece you're going to set your cups on. So let's get started on that. Now, as you can see, this piece of wood has got some pink paint on it. Not something ideal, but it's going to work. We're going to take this old wood, and like I said, we're going to turn it into something pretty cool. Now, I have a piece setting up there on the wall, and it's painted kind of a beige color. And then we have some more back here in the back, right there, leaning up against the lawnmower handle. Some small pieces there. And I'm sure we don't need it all. And then we got one board right here. And these are all pretty wide boards. I get a measurement on them for you and see how wide they are. And they look to be about 9.5 inches wide. So this is going to make a really nice little bench. Little table, I guess. So we're going to go ahead and cut this board here at 7 foot long. So we're looking for a 7-inch bench or 7-foot bench. So we're going to go ahead and square this off and get the length cut. Okay, all of our pieces are cut for our little piece of furniture we want to build. Now I'm going to go ahead and sand all this wood down and get it nice and smooth, and then we'll get to putting it together. All right, so we're going to work on this little guy here. We got this all put together, Julie and I, and we got some glue in here. We're going to glue this down and get it screwed on there. That's our next step. So what we're doing now is we're just mounting the legs on. We're going to glue them, and then we're going to use some brad nails. Hopefully this guy will work okay. Okay, Julie's been giving me a hand, and we got the legs all on. You can see we got all this set up nice, and it's been setting overnight and glued and nailed. I think this is going to be a pretty good little piece of furniture. So what I'm looking at now, we're going to go ahead and get this thing primered and painted. Then I might have something else I want to do to it too. I'd like to have one of them little pop-up outlets mounted in the center of it. That way, if you had your cell phone or whatever, you could charge it on there. So I'm going to go in and look online and see if we can get one of them. And Julie will probably get this thing painted up. Okay, before we get to getting the paint on this thing, I want to give you some measurements on it to make sure you know the measurements. The board on the top is basically a 2x10. So you're going to have, it's 9 and about a half inches wide. So from here to back here, it's 9.5 inches. That is a 3/4 inch piece of wood. It's basically a 1 inch. When you buy it in the store, they plane it down. You end up with 3/4 inch. So this is a 1x10 on the top. And then this board underneath of here, this board under here, this piece support here, is just stripped off at about 1 3/4 inches. So this is 1 3/4 inches down. And this would be the same 1x. I would just buy a couple of them and strip one and keep one for your top. That's what I basically did. And that board right there that's underneath of here, we stretched it out to give that bench some support, and we're looking at 79 inches. So you're going to cut this one about 79 inches. And then I spaced these out in here on the top. So you got 2 of these boards here, and then going across in the center, it's going to be about 6 inches. So you're going to need 2 small pieces, one for this side and one for that side, about 6 inches. And then your legs. These are 2 inches wide. This strip is 2 inches wide. It's coming down here. Now if you noticed, I took them on the table saw and run a 45-degree angle down each one of these. That way we can put them together and they kind of look like one. So these are 30 inches. They're 30 inches long. So you're going to need 8 of these. 30 inches long, and then strip them the 45 and just basically glue them and nail them together. And then down here on the bottom, you're going to have another 2-inch wide one right here, and that one is going to be a little wider than the top one because we don't have this board in there down here. So you're looking at about 7 5/8. So you're going to need 2 of those 2-inch pieces of wood, 7 5/8 long. That's going to go down here. Now I just measured up on the bottom and put that about 8 inches off the floor. So this is the height from this here to the bottom of this is about 8 inches. So That will give you more strength on these legs. You don't want them wobbling around. Now this piece here is going to be another one of those 1 3/4 inch, like this strip up here, 1 3/4 inch. And that's just to help support it from swinging back and forth. And that one there is going to be about 77 5/8 wide. 77 5/8. And then the top of it all together is about 7 foot. It's exactly 7 foot. So we have a 9 3/4 by 7 foot bench that'll go right in behind the couch. I don't believe there's any other measurements. Now I just took this in on this, if you can see, I don't know. I just basically got this in just a little bit on here. I mean, just, you want to center it up. When you flip this over and start mounting this board on down here, you want to center it up on your shelf. You want to center it up, flip it over, find out what side you want on the top, center it up, and then mount it to your shelf. Everything here I glued, screwed, and nailed. This board here is all screwed to the bottom and it's glued. That's where we want our most strength. And then the legs are all, we used a brad nailer and glue on it. So that's basically all there is to it. It's going to make a nice little bench. Or shelf, shall I say. Okay, Julie got the little bench all painted up, looks pretty good. And I wanted to mount this little guy in there. Now you're not going to see the bottom of this. This is going to hang down below the couch, behind the couch. And this is a pretty cool little setup. You just take this thing and pull it up. It'll be right inside the bench, so they can plug in their phones here, or plug a lamp in, or whatever they want to use these for. So I'm going to go ahead and get this guy mounted in. Now I'll leave a link on in the description for Amazon. You can pick these guys up. They're not really that expensive, but it'd be a really nice addition to this little piece of furniture. So we're going to go ahead and get ready to drill the hole in the top of it. Okay, we're going to be using the drill bits that Deborah had bought and sent me as a gift. Deborah, we're using the drill bits again. This has been a really nice set of bits. I'm using my son's drill, and they only got one battery with it. Mine's over at the Rusty Rooster. But it did it. That's all that counts. See how this thing's going to mount? Right down in here like so. And then you have a threaded nut. You have this nut.
Well, I have to paint this one more time.
You have this nut that goes up underneath and clamps this right to the table. And then when you're ready for it, you just push down on this and pull up
on the center.
And you have your outlets on there, which is pretty cool.
You probably want to face it the other way. Make sure when we put it in there.
What way?
Well, would you want it facing this way, right? I guess it don't matter.
The front end.
Yeah, I guess it doesn't matter.
Alright, so Julie's going to go ahead and paint that.
The top one more time.
The top of it one more time. And then we're going to get this put on there and get it over to them and see if they like it. Hopefully they do.